Dun, 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 dun. Hello, Brogan.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, very good. Glad that you decided to do this madness with me.
Oh yeah,
I
good time.
appreciate it. So this will be your first kratom drink, right? Kratom.
Yep, that was my first sip just
First sip.
there.
Does it taste good?
Actually, yeah, pretty
Yeah, it's
good.
fresh squeezed lemon juice, house-made simple syrup. So instead of saying cheers, we say bula, which is Fijian to life. So bula and welcome.
Boolah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm excited to get to know you. I've said several times on this show, I a lot of the ones I've done are with people who I know and I know what they're into and I know what they like, but a few of the ones I've done, I don't know the person very well at all. So I usually get very nervous beforehand, but then it ends up being like the coolest conversations because you never know like mutual ground that people have, you know? So I usually like to start off with who are you and what do you do?
Okay. Well, I'm Brogan,
Hi, Brogan.
and I do a little bit of everything. So I'm an executive producer at a news station. That's my full-time job.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, it's a busy life.
Yeah.
But then I do aerobics instructing on the side with a little bit of social media influencing, whatever you want to call it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I think you're being modest.
I dabble.
Yeah, you dabble for sure.
Yeah.
So you're a producer at a news station.
Mhm.
I went to broadcasting school
Really?
10 years ago. This is kind of like full circle for me doing this podcast. I went to the Carolina School of Broadcasting
Oh,
up in North Carolina.
nice.
It's the other CSB. I think the other one is Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Was your training through like a trade school like that, or did you go to communications in college?
Yep, I went to UCF, so I did a journalism major.
Very cool.
Yeah, I thought I wanted to be like on camera reporter. No,
No.
no.
When did you realize that you didn't want to be in camera and why not?
Well, they always have to be like looking good. They got to watch what they say. I have a potty mouth.
I
and
see.
It's just, I was like, nope, because I know I'm going to get on there. I'm going to be like, F this. And
Right.
then they're going to be like, Brogan, you're fired.
Yeah. But maybe a podcast,
Yeah.
where you don't have to censor yourself.
Yeah.
So what are your daily duties as an executive producer on a news channel? What type of stuff are you doing?
So generally, our producers are the ones who like stack the show and they decide, what stories run and what's being talked about and put it all in order and they write everything. But my job is to go in and make sure they chose the right stories and put it in the right order and kind of just read their stuff, make sure it's accurate, read reporter stuff and, just kind of make sure the station's not going to get sued or anything like that.
With like the FCC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, if we use someone's name incorrectly, they could, sue us for that.
Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been in the news for about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years now.
Wow.
But I just got promoted like a year ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's a wild time to be in the news.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't imagine the chaos.
No.
So my understanding of the news is like, sometimes it's sensationalism and sometimes there's this phrase, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
And I do understand that's different for different platforms and different stations. Do you find yourself like, how involved are you in writing the headlines? Are you ever like, guys, this is like too much? Or do you like, do you find like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a conundrum where you're like morally battled from some of the ways that stories are printed or approached. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I mean, definitely sometimes I've seen some producers write some stuff and you're just like, oh, okay, let's dial that back a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have like a running joke, like all news people are going to hell because, we run things that, it's like sometimes you're like in the newsroom and you're almost like hoping like something needs to happen because we need a lead of the day. And that is why
Absolutely.
like sometimes it sucks to be in news. And that's why I'm just like, whew,
Yeah.
it's days like that are rough.
And that's when you focus on the social media to
Yeah.
pull yourself out of that.
Exactly. Because my whole life can't be news. I would be so depressed.
Have you seen, is it Bombshell? Bombshell. It's with Charlize Theron and Morgan, the lady who played in The Joker.
Nope. I'm so bad with all names.
Okay, so there's a movie about Fox News, and there's three newscasters who go against the head of the news station for sexual harassment.
Oh.
You have to see this movie. It's
What's it called?
A Bombshell.
Bombshell. Is
It
it on
is-
Netflix?
Yes.
All right.
It's either on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's
I think I have
Netflix.
like all of them.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it gives you like an inside look of the inner workings of like a national news channel, the cool things about it, on how the culture is created, and then the terrible things about it, about how men in power take advantage of women, which is also terrible, common. And these poor women would, to get to a position they would want to be in, would just like act like nothing was going wrong until it all kind of bubbled to the top several years ago.
Yeah.
Is that something you deal with, or is it like, it seems like more and more women are taking charge in news and in entertainment? It's pretty safe in your space.
Yeah, generally. I mean, there's definitely like some times where like some coworkers might cross a line a little bit here and there. But I think that's just, it goes with the nature of men and female in general.
We are assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are
A little bit of
assholes.
idiots.
Yeah, and dumb. Sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, I sound like my father. Like, dude. And my wife will like pull me back down to earth.
Thank God.
Thank God for her. Everybody should thank God for my wife. What about Russia and Ukraine? Are you invested in this because of your profession? Do you have opinions? Are you allowed to give opinions off air?
Well, it's just the images that are coming out are just insane.
Horrific.
Horrific. I mean, I saw a car trying to escape, and the Russians just pummeled, literally took a tank and just drove over it with like, probably my guess would be like a woman.
It was a little old lady in there.
Yeah,
Thank
with her
God
kids.
she was saved. Believe it or not, she was pulled from that wreckage. Thank God. There is video of that as well, where the car is just mangled around her and she's there in her driver's seat, and they were able to remove her, I think, unharmed. Or relatively unharmed from that vehicle, thank God.
Yeah.
If you see the trajectory of the tank, you can almost see the mentality of the guy driving it.
Yeah.
Total chaos, total lack of concern for life.
Oh, yeah.
There's a term for what the Russians do. It's called blitzkrieg. In football, they call it a blitz.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of this term when somebody blitzes and they go in fast. So a Russian blitzkrieg is they advance into your territory overnight, before you can have time to think about anything. And that's what we were witnessing the past few days, is them just full advanced from all directions, land, air, and sea. And how about that president of Ukraine? Have you seen the bravery of this guy? He's in the streets with flak jacket on, saying, we're not leaving, we're handing out guns.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. We feel so far removed from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you just see these images and you're just like, God, I can't believe this still happens today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you would think we're past this kind of stuff.
It feels like we live in a world that doesn't have all of this barbaric nature about it, right? We go to Starbucks and we get our McDonald's drive-through and we listen to cute podcasts, but we're not that far removed from our history and the nature of human beings being like these barbaric creatures. And thank God it seems like we're progressing towards a life that's less violent, but just under the surface of some of these people is terrifying amounts of violence.
Yeah, I mean, I was having like a family dinner on Sunday, and we were all talking about how when they were younger, you could bring a rifle to school because you knew you weren't going to shoot your friend. Like my family was like, yeah, we'd go hunting before school, bring our rifle, go hunting again after school. I mean,
kidding.
Nowadays,
Right.
You don't know who's going to shoot who.
Yeah, absolutely. Where did your family grow up?
Ohio.
Ohio. Cool. My wife's from upstate New York, and I'm sure that they still bring rifles to school. She's like, you're going to go up and meet my brother, and you guys are going to go like hunting in the woods. And I'm like, and he'll be coming back alone, saying that there was some sort of terrible accident in the woods. But luckily, we're like brothers now. He never tried to kill me in the woods.
Thank
God. Right? Okay. Well, one thing, I didn't realize that you were in the news, which is so cool because I have such a passion for broadcasting, and I'd love to pick your brain more about that. But how we first met is I was walking the dogs in the neighborhood. We are neighbors.
Yeah.
And I saw you in the parking lot with two cameramen dancing of sorts. And I'm like, what is she doing? And I should have known what was happening. But so I just hung around for a second. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, well, I'm just filming a TikTok. Do you want to follow me? So I'm like, sure. So I'm thinking this is this young girl who's working on her TikTok. I pull you up, which is Fitness with Brogan, which you guys should do the same. Dive in. And I see that you have 1.3, 1.4 million followers on your TikTok, which is a huge accomplishment, dude.
It's okay.
Are you comparing yourself to like the Hype House? Is that why you say it's okay?
Oh my God. I mean, they've got like 1 billion.
Right. Collectively.
I'm just like scratching the surface.
Yeah. So what went from broadcasting? I mean, I guess I can see the natural progression. But from not wanting to be an on-air talent to being TikTok star, what was that transition like? When did that happen? When did you start to see traction?
Well, it actually all started during the pandemic. Like, it's really just been like 1.5 years or so that it blew up. And I mean, I was literally just bored.
Yep.
I have a dancing background, and TikTok is all dancing, and all my friends are constantly like, Brogan, why are you not on this app? Why are you not doing this? And I'm like, guys, I don't have time for that. And then I just started learning some of the dances, and it just like took off. I did a twerking tutorial.
Yeah, that one's got 20 million views.
Yeah, that's the one that like really took off.
That's insane. I'm trying to figure out how many views are young girls learning how to twerk. Maybe 5%.
Yeah, I hope all of them.
But it's pretty awesome. You know, I think my understanding is that TikTok's algorithm is set up. It's like the fame algorithm, where they want new users to have a higher opportunity to go viral. So the algorithm is set up to put you in front of more people. And if your content is compelling, then you have a great opportunity to go viral. I could imagine that after that initial burst, is it like keeping up with the Joneses every day? Excuse me. Are you constantly trying to figure out what's the next creative fun thing? Because I see that you flood with content, and it's all very creative. It's very inspirational. Like, please don't take this the wrong way. If you get past the first twerking video, and it's pinned, and I get it. All of the other ones, though, are very fun, very inspirational, uplifting, empowering, lots of fitness stuff. It seems like you don't really have trouble finding content to keep things fresh. Is that a challenge for you each day?
You know, some days it's like some days I just literally don't even feel like getting dressed.
Right.
But other days it's like, ooh, I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling great. Like, let's learn this dance. Let's learn this one. And sometimes I'll be like just driving in the car, and a song will come on, and I'll make up a dance in my head. Or I'll hear like a lyric, and I'm like, ooh, that would be really funny if I like did this. And I mean, I just randomly come up with stuff or copy someone's trend, or, you know,
dude, it's so fun, dude. It's like in a world where we're watching like Russia invade Ukraine, it's really nice to have fun, quirky, you know, uplifting videos that you can watch. So I commend you for you know, kind of putting that positivity out there. So I was asked by everybody, like, ask her, does she make money?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, now how does that work? Does TikTok send you a check for being awesome, or do you leverage like brand deals? Are you leveraging how do you generate revenue through TikTok?
So it's both. So you do get paid per view from the creator fund, which is like jack shit. It's like, you know, 10 cents a view or something. However, like I have a couple videos that reach like the millions, and when that happens, it's like a couple $100, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But the majority of the money definitely comes from sponsorships. Like, I mean, I charge like $500 for someone to like, oh hey, wear this shirt.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it, because on average it looks like you're getting about 20,000 views per video, and that's just from posting the video. You're going to get 20,000 views. So that's definitely worth the product placement.
And
that's
you know,
awesome.
It depends on like if I do a story, like if there's any type of dating involved in the video, it's gonna get like triple views. So they're very in love with my dating life.
Wait, what do you mean? So if you are talking about whether you're single or looking for a relationship, that has higher views.
Oh yeah. If I talk about being single, it's like skyrocketing. If I like I did a recent one where I like hid the guy in my video.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's almost up to like 60,000 views, because everyone's just like, who's that?
Who's
are you seeing someone? And everyone freaks out.
No kidding.
Yeah, so
what's the time frame that like a video gets the views? When you post it, is it like boom, 20,000? Is it a big push initially, and then over a week it gets to that 20? What's that look like?
You know, it really kind of varies. like I did one video where it would have like 100K views in like 2 hours. And then there's this, I did a video with one of my friends, and it was like the Kiss Your Best Friend challenge.
Oh,
Again,
I saw that one.
a dating thing.
Yeah,
and everyone
very
freaked
cute
out.
though.
But everyone claimed sexual assault on the video. And so
That you sexually assaulted him? Is this because
Yes.
he mashed your face
yeah,
afterwards?
they said that I didn't ask permission to kiss him, which
Oh,
I even did a response video, and I was like, guys, this was set up. Like,
oh, okay.
like everyone relax. I
They're
did not
making you show
sexually
the
assault
fourth,
him.
break the fourth wall.
Yes, because everyone was freaking out. And I mean, so that video, like, it took a day, maybe 2 days, and then all of a sudden it just shot up. And then, you know, that was like months ago. And
Yeah.
now it's starting to shoot up again.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every time I open my app, it's like 30, 50 new comments on that video claiming sexual assault.
Claiming sexual assault.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, it's a crazy world we live in. Listen, nobody should ever be sexually assaulted.
No.
But when a beautiful girl decides to take charge and kiss you, please do not claim sexual assault, gentlemen. You're ruining for all of us. We do not want to scare beautiful women away from kissing us.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm not kissing anyone anymore.
You
Unless they say,
can't.
excuse me, do you mind if I plant one on you?
Oh, man.
And there's no having to ask that.
So this was your best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, or is your best friend?
Yeah, we're good friends.
Yeah, that's cool.
So he knew about it, and, you know.
And things aren't awkward now
Uh,
since he mashed you in the face?
You know, it did get a little awkward there for a little bit, but we're good now.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon for Fitness with Brogan? Like, what's like, do you set this up and like, okay, 3 months this, 6 months this, a year this, or you literally just like flying by the seat of your pants and taking it one day at a time?
Yeah, you know, mostly that.
Yeah.
Like, I do have some plans. Like, you know, I have a fitness app, so that is planned out. And I have
Really?
challenges and stuff on it.
Oh, that's incredible. What's that?
Well, it's like, it's through a company, so it's like you can't really search the app on
I understand.
Apple. But if you go on my Instagram
It's in your link tree or whatever?
yeah, and my TikTok, it's in the link.
Okay, cool.
But it's, I mean, it's an app, and like on it, when you open it, there's different programs you can do. Like I have a booty builder program, an ab thing, and home gym. And so, you know, I try and keep up with that as much as possible. So that is planned. But as far as TikTok content, that's just whatever I come up with for the day.
Absolutely.
Whenever a videographer's like, hey, want to shoot? I'm like, sure, let's go.
Yeah, it's so cool watching your TikToks. I feel almost famous because I'm like, that's my neighborhood. Like, I know that corner right there.
I do get a couple comments that are like, hey, is that my neighborhood? And I'm like, oh,
no,
God.
no.
No, it's
I don't
not.
even live in this state.
Yeah, nope.
Very cool. So I'd imagine the trajectory also is like with the fitness app is figuring out how to more monetize.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there is you're constantly keeping up with the Joneses, but how do you turn those 20,000 views into $20,000?
Exactly.
You know, are you looking into doing apparel?
You know, a lot of people have told me that I should do that.
I mean, you should
and
start it yesterday,
I
dude.
know.
I'll help in any way I can.
Hey.
I'm serious. I mean, because you think about if you talk about like a percentage of your viewers,
Yeah.
if you get 10% to support you, you know, you're not stealing from anybody. They want to be a part of your community.
Yeah.
And they want a t-shirt or they want leggings or they want a hoodie. You know, that could really turn into some serious revenue for you.
Yeah, and I've gone through, like, I used to have a business manager. Long story, but we don't work together anymore. And we had like shirt designs and everything, and it was all moving, and then it just.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes relationships, business relationships,
Yeah.
when you put like a lot of your eggs in one basket, and then maybe he tried to do the kiss your best friend challenge. And but it can and things can go awry, but that's a good lesson for a young business professional like yourself. Is like you got to be as self-sufficient as possible. I know
Yeah.
you're a very busy young woman.
Yeah.
But there's things you can leverage. Like, have you heard of Upwork? I'm sure you've heard of Fiverr.
Nope.
No, you've not heard of Fiverr? Okay,
No.
so Fiverr is an app or a site where you can put up that you want to find somebody to make you a logo for $5, right? Upwork is a similar concept, but it's much higher par artists, and they're from all over the world. So you can put on Upwork, I'm looking for 10 t-shirt designs based on this concept and my brand, and I'm willing to pay $200 for all 10 t-shirt designs. And then you select international, and it goes to people in Bangladesh.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's very talented artists who have a different like exchange rate. So like we use Upwork, spoiler alert, we use Upwork to have our flyers done. We pay $15 to do a full flyer front and back, very professionally done.
Wow.
And he gets it done in like 2 hours. And then he'll ask me, can we do $17? And I'm like, bro, here's 20, Normally in America, that would cost you $50, $75
Yeah.
to have a flyer like that
A
done.
lot.
So I'll make sure you have the information for Upwork. It could be a great place to source artwork for your apparel.
Yeah.
And then I know several t-shirt printing companies. I just think that you got to strike while the iron's hot. And soft goods are, huge marketing revenue opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but
No, please, someone's got to help me.
yeah, you should definitely be capitalizing on the views.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not so good at that.
So have you seen all of this data on how social media is impacting the world, specifically young women?
Yep.
I mentioned it before, but I have to give you credit because you have a very vulnerable and authentic way that you're delivering yourself, which I have to commend you for, because a lot of young girls are comparing themselves regularly, and there's not tons of filters on your stuff. You show like the before and after of you getting ready, and it's just like very, like I said, authentic and vulnerable. I think that's so invaluable in this day and age.
Yeah.
Is that a conscious thing that you do, or that's just Brogan?
No, I mean, it is just me. I'm like a very authentic, blunt person. Like all my friends and, anyone in my life, like I'm very upfront with people. You're always going to know what's on my mind. But it's also like I intentionally want my page to be authentic. I intentionally want people to see like, hey, like when we sit, we all have roles. Like, look, this is cellulite, like I don't want girls to look at me and think like, oh my God, I could never look like that. Like, no, you absolutely can, and this is how.
Yeah, well, I think you embody it, and I think it's so important. And I think it has, that's one of maybe the big reasons, or one of the reasons for sure, that you have such a large following, because that authenticity shines through, and these young women are looking for somebody who makes them feel comfortable in their own skin, And I just think it's incredible. Like the one when you were like, it's Girl Crush Wednesday, and you're like, when you realize you're your girl crush. I think that's awesome. That's the type of things you need to be telling young women,
Yeah.
And I'm not a stalker. Literally, I was just trying to get prepared for this conversation. So I'm scrolling through and checking everything out. It's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah, that's my goal, is just to really help people, like, because I obviously went through a stage in my life where I was really down on myself, and, I had gained some weight and I wasn't confident. And I was at the point where I like wasn't making many friends because I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do anything. And, finally I found the gym and dancing and more fun ways to, rather than just running on a treadmill all the time. And I just wanted to share like, hey, you can feel amazing too. You just have to do something. You just have to get up and make yourself feel comfortable in your skin. And you don't have to do some crazy ass diet. You don't need to run for 6 hours a day. You just need to be consistent and just balance, have a drink on the weekends. Don't, black out every weekend, but control it,
Yeah, well said. How long has fitness been a passion of yours? When was that time where you said you were like dark and then you found fitness? Was that within the past couple of years? Was that in high school?
So started in college, all through high school and everything. I was in theater, I danced, I was just really active. And then when you get to college, it's not so much of that because you're studying a lot. You start drinking,
Yep.
and that's when you start gaining weight.
I think they call it the freshman 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely got that.
Yeah.
And, then, so it was about 2012, 2013 when I was in college and that started happening. And then I think it was my second year of college that I was finally like, all right, let's figure this out. And that's when I found Zumba was actually first.
Cool.
It was right before my second year of college. And I loved it because it's like Latin dancing and you follow right on the beat in case you have never done Zumba before.
I've heard of it, and I actually know a couple people who are Zumba instructors. And it's cool because you can do it in your living room.
Yep, you can do
right?
it wherever.
Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
no judgment thing to get started.
Exactly. Just put on YouTube. Like I have a Zumba YouTube channel. You just put it on, just dance for an hour.
Wait, that you are instructing Zumba?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At the end of this video, we're going to plug all of your social medias so that we can start doing Zumba with you.
Hey.
I think it's so important to kind of like get the gears turning at home where
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't feel like you're on the pedestal for everybody to look at.
Yeah.
I'm not a beacon of health by any means right now, but there was a point in my life for about 3.5 years that I was really on it. And when I started, I was very like emaciated. I was drinking all the time, partying, would never eat. I was about 145 pounds, but I wanted to put on like healthy muscle mass.
Right.
But I was very insecure to go to the gym around all these bodybuilders. So I started at home. I would do 100 push-ups a day. That was like my first thing. 10, but only 10 at a time, you know?
Yeah.
Do 10, another hour later, do 10. And then I did that for a couple of months, and I started to see some results just from that, you
Yeah.
know? And then I upped the ante. I got some dumbbells, and I kind of got the gears turning at home until I saw some results, and then it built some confidence. I watched some YouTube videos on when I do go to the gym, what am I supposed to be doing? What's a good workout to follow?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get in there, you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. Personal trainers are expensive, you know? And it's also that thing of like, if I get a personal trainer, like that's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
And I want to prove it to myself first, you know? So anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is take baby steps, and you don't have to become a bodybuilder overnight.
Or ever.
Or ever. Great point. But I think we've seen these past couple years how important our health is with this new world of pandemics and endemics and all these things that are going to be coming. We need to be healthy and we need to be active. I guess obesity was one of the leading comorbidities with COVID.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of public messaging about that, unfortunately. So get out there and go do something. And don't take it from me, take it from Brogan, because she's a badass and does it daily.
Well, that's kind of why I started my page in the first place, and that's why I released my app and everything. It's like I know how uncomfortable it is to first off be uncomfortable in your own skin, let alone walk into a gym when you have no freaking clue what you're doing or where a machine is or what it does, and to sit at that machine for the first time and look at it and be like, all right, what the hell do I do now?
Right.
And it's like you feel like everyone's staring at you and you're just sweating because you're nervous.
Yeah.
And so, my page, my app, it's all to help you so that you're not alone in the gym and like you feel comfortable walking in.
Dude, that's wonderful. I think it's another important thing for people to realize, which they don't know. 98% of the people who are in the gym, if they see you in there, scrawny, overweight, they might be looking at you, but they are not judging you. They are commending you because they all know that you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
So I've seen it. They're like, get after it, son. You know, it's not what you think where people are going to laugh at you. Like, look at this guy. That
Right.
was maybe in high school, but as adults, when you go to the gym, like people are just proud that you're there.
Yeah.
Where do you work out regularly now? Or should we not say?
Oh, no, it's fine. I work out at LA Fitness. I coach there, so.
What type of classes? Aerobics? Is it like Zumba mix?
Well, I haven't, since I moved from Orlando, the Zumba game isn't quite the same here.
Yeah.
So I moved over to, I'm a HIIT coach now.
Okay. High intensity interval training.
Exactly that. It's like so cool. You walk into this studio and it's like dark with red lights and there's like treadmills and bikes and TRX and you like move around and we coach you through it and
Dude,
it's
that's
really
sick.
fun.
I wish we would have met 3 years ago. My wife and I, the transition to this kava bar here, 2019, we opened a boutique fitness facility called Palm Beach Row. We were an indoor rowing studio.
Wow.
That was all based around high intensity interval training, based
Love
around
that.
the water rower. We had LED lights on the rowers in the room. We had misters in the ceiling. The classes were incredible. We built it to be like a national franchise. We were at our 1 year anniversary, March 2020. We had 130 monthly members, killing it. 4 days later, forced government shutdown for COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So when we reopened 3 months later, we were down to 30 members because the people were, the news, not all news, but it seemed the news, no offense, was telling people that the gym was the most dangerous place they could go. And maybe that was based on some data that they had or whatnot. But it was definitely an uphill battle to try to regrow that in the middle of the pandemic. So we knew we weren't going to be able to survive with our astronomically high rent. And in Palm Beach, in North Palm Beach, we were right there at Shops of Oak Brook, PGA and US 1 there. So we, instead of going back to the 9-to-5 world, our family thought we were crazy. We signed another lease in the middle of a global pandemic, built this place ourselves, and rolled with the punches, you know. But you would have been a great coach at Palm Beach Row, and we might open one again in the future. We'll keep you on the.
Say, you let me know.
Yeah, in the Rolodex.
I'm an intense coach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I swear I would have loved to have you coach classes. Well, Danielle and I are both looking into getting into classes. Is it a mix of men and women in your classes? Mostly women?
It's pretty even. Since my promotion, I've had to take a step back from coaching, so I only sub now.
Okay.
But I also go to the classes whenever I can, and, and I give them to myself, of course.
Absolutely.
But it's a pretty fair, like, men and women are in there.
Maybe we'll come harass you one time and see if we can't get our gears turning ourselves.
Yeah, come on.
That's awesome. Well, Brogan, I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with me today. I know other people have been wanting to get you on a podcast, and I feel so honored that you were willing to do it here with me today.
Oh yeah.
Is there any message that you would like to share to people who are watching, or maybe some of your TikTok followers who are only seeing videos in 15 seconds? Is there anything you would like to share with them?
Wow, that's a lot. Let's see. I mean, I talked about how I just, I really want to preach like living a balanced, healthy lifestyle and never being too hard on yourself. Yeah. Never thinking that like there's something you can't do, or that, telling yourself, I can't eat that, I have to do that. I just think that you should be a little easier on your mind, especially nowadays. There's so much going on, and there are a lot of social media influencers that do, auto-tune or whatever the hell it's called.
Facetune.
Yeah, that.
Facetune.
With all their stuff, and, they pinch themselves in too much and smooth everything out. And, it's unrealistic, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to something like that. And, never compare yourself to someone who's not on the same journey as you. I've been working out for like 10 years. If you just started today, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to me either.
Right.
And, like I said, not everyone's going to become a bodybuilder. I'm definitely not going to. I tried to do one show once, like competing, and I ended up in the hospital. It's not for everybody.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
From dehydration?
Oh, yeah. My kidney levels were like terrible. My blood pressure, they were like, I don't even know how you're breathing.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely pushing yourself too hard and being too hard on yourself. And don't get me wrong, I can be that as well. And I can be down on myself some days. But, overall, just living a nice, healthy, balanced life. And everything's going to be all right.
I love that. For those of the rest of us who are not following up to this point, how can we find you on TikTok and Instagram and all your socials?
Everything is Fitness with Brogan. Instagram, TikTok. I don't even know what else. I have a Twitter. I don't use it though.
Yeah.
But
Twitter can be kind of toxic.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get the tweeting thing.
I also don't get it. I also don't get it.
Me.
I tried to get into it, but it's just like
me too.
I'm like a picture book kind of guy.
Yeah, same.
I love the images.
Yeah.
So Twitter is like
yeah.
It's a bunch of words that I don't understand, and I'm very long-winded, so I can't do the 128 or 240 characters. Never works for me.
Oh no, see, I'm like short and to the point.
Yeah.
Like those 15-second clips.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
You kill it.
My attention span, it's gone.
Well, the world is the same way. We're with you, dude.
I know.
Well, Fitness with Brogan, FitnessWithBrogan, Brogan, BROGAN. You're a total badass and an inspiration, and I really appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can continue this conversation a couple months down the road, see how you're doing. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Thank you.
Very good to meet you.
Nice to meet
I hope
you.
you enjoy you drank a lot of it too. Slow
Chugging.
down, champ. My friends, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you like what you heard here, comment, subscribe, like, but most importantly, go hang out with Brogan. She is a badass. TikTok, Instagram, get the fitness app, do all of those things. And we will see you next time live from Hakuna. Thank you so much. Thanks, Brogan. That was awesome.